Well, hello there. It's Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap, guys. I'm excited to see you today. Today in the studio, we're going to make a creamy sugar scrub. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss the up and coming videos on this channel. All right, so guys, if you want the entire recipe, you will find it linked in the description box along with my coaching, my Patreon, and also the recipe. All right, and that will be on my website on diamondshinesoap.com. All right, inside this bowl, we have shea butter, we have cetyl alcohol, and also I will be adding BTMS 50. All right, so all of these are emulsifiers except for the shea butter. So it kind of binds everything together. All right, now inside of this beaker, we have vegetable glycerin, and I will be dispersing xanthan gum. Xanthan gum mixed really well inside of the vegetable glycerin. If I put it inside of my recipe any other way, it would just clump up and it would not work out. All right. So I put that xanthan gum in there just so it could change the texture of the scrub. Okay, because there are many ways to make a scrub. You can make it without distilled water, you can make it with just the butters, but this way it kind of gives it more of a soft lotion feel. Okay, all right, so inside of this bowl I'm going to add some distilled water. Now this scrub has about 4 phases to it, and that's something that you normally don't see. All right, so because of the 4 phases, guys, in the end we're going to be adding more water, and it's going to look kind of strange, but if you follow my instructions, it will be good. I promise you. All right, trust me. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our salsa to our vegetable glycerin, our xanthan gum. And so the SLSA was supposed to add like foam to it, but it ended up turning into a creamy kind of texture, and I like it. So when you put it under water, it really get creamy. So it's not no bubbles or anything like that, but you will appreciate the creamy feel. And also it's not drying. So that's another thing about this scrub that I like. You can put it on your hands and it don't like dry your hands out, because some scrubs that have your hands cracking and very dry. Okay, so I'm going to put that into my distilled water, and then I'm just going to mix everything together. And as you can see, I'm adding another surfactant, and I believe this one is called B2B surfactant. And I will leave all of these links inside of the Patreon. And also I'm going to add some bubble up to it as well. You guys see, I really tried to create bubbles, lather, but it just did not work out. All right, it gave me the opposite. All right, so you're going to stir all of that together, making sure it's evenly combined before we mix everything together. All right, so now we're going to add our BTMS 50, shea butter, cetyl alcohol, and then we're going to add our second phase in with this mixture. Okay, and so we're going to mix everything together. All right, so you're just going to go ahead and mix everything together, and it's going to get pretty thick on you. Some people will use a hand or little hand mixer thing to do it, but I find it unnecessary. You really could just do it with the spatula, because it's going to get thick and kind of lock up on you regardless. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some sugar. All right, we're going to add some sugar to this. And like I said, I told you guys it was 4 phases. So we're adding sugar now. And then in the end, we're going to go back and we're going to add sugar again. I know you guys probably never seen it done this way, but it honestly came out better than me putting everything all in the bowl at one time. I love the texture of this scrub. You will really appreciate it. Okay, so once you get all that sugar in there, and make sure you use like a nice little sifter, because you don't want those rocks. As you can see, those sugar rocks, you don't want that in your scrub, because it will be a problem. All right, so you see how thick this got? It got so thick that you really couldn't even add sugar to it to thin it out. It's super duper thick. All right, so you just keep moving that around, just making sure everything is combined. You can actually do it with your hands, because it kind of feels like dough. All right, now I used a hand mixer to kind of break it down just a little bit more before I added my water. You don't have to do it that way, but I find it to be more effective if I did it this way. Okay, so I just kind of mixed it just to break it up, because it was like in kind of going into like a ball, one big ball. All right, so now I'm just kind of touching it just to see the texture of it. And as you can see, it's coming out to be a very nice texture. Okay, all right, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add some carrier oil, because this is the last phase of it. We're going to add some carrier oil, and then after the carrier oil, we're going to use some distilled water. And like I said, guys, if I didn't say it before, distilled water is so important. If you use anything besides distilled water, you may run into some issues. You don't want just anything inside your scrub, okay? You don't want to just put that distilled water in there. All right. So I'm just taking my hand mixer and just kind of mixing that oil into it. And what the oil is doing is it's softening it up. Softening it up a whole lot. All right. And there's that texture again. It's kind of plushy, but that's not our final texture that we are going for. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water into this batch. Okay. So let me grab my hand mixer, and I'm going to just mix this up to break it down again. And now I'm going to slowly add water. And as you're going to begin to see is you're going to begin to see me add water from the side. Okay. All right. So now as I'm adding the water, guys, you see me adding water. As you can see, it's starting to like get a little bit bigger, you know. Okay. You seeing it puff up and get soft, and you know, it keeps this texture, guys, because I want to let you know that this is room temperature. So don't think that later on it got hard or anything like that. No, this is a beautiful texture, foamy, creamy. It stayed this way, guys. It stayed this way. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add more sugar to it, because of course I already added some sugar, but I felt like it wasn't enough to give me that exfoliating feel, and I needed a little bit more. So I'm adding that sugar, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix that sugar in. And this is how you're going to get that exfoliation. So adding that sugar in the end will probably be the thing that you do. You can definitely customize this recipe how you want it to be. After we take it through that phase where we put the water in there, you could have just not even put any sugar in the bowl. You could have left it the way it was. Either way, it will be fine. Okay, because I'm doing this, and this is actually like cold. It's no longer warm. All right, so now I'm just taking my little ice cream scoops just to show you guys the texture. It does keep its texture. It does keep its shape. It does not flatten. You'll notice that, you know, when you put this in a jar, you know, it does not flatten. So I'm adding my preservative because I'm going to turn it into a coffee scrub. So I'm adding my preservative. I already have my coffee beans inside of my bowl. Now, guys, I made this into a base. I definitely made it into a base. I took a jar. I put it inside that jar. Didn't add no preservative or anything to it because, of course, it's not going to have any contact with water. And I just made it into a base. So when I need a little bit, I just take it out, put it into a bowl. So if I'm making one jar, put that 8 ounces into a bowl and go from there. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to add a little bit more coffee to this bowl. And guys, that's it. Now, this is the part where I say, go ahead, subscribe. Add your fragrance, of course. I'm using a Frappuccino fragrance. I thought that smelled pretty good. Yeah. So subscribe, hit the notification bells. You do not want to miss the videos that are coming up on the channel. I mean, we're constantly uploading free recipes. You can book coaching. You can buy off of my website. We do one-on-one classes every single month. I mean, not one-on-one. We do group Zoom candle making classes every single month. So if you are looking for a class where you can learn how to make candles, get your wick sizes to the jars you have, everything like that, have a really good, perfect smelling candle, you do not want to miss it. Okay. So subscribe. I encourage you. All right. So now what I'm doing is that is my jar. My jar holds about a little like 7.5, a little bit more than that ounces, not quite 8. So I did have some left over, but I wanted you guys to kind of see that texture. You see that? That's really a texture shot. All right. So now you get ready to see exactly what this scrub looked like in the end. And you will be very proud of it, as I am. I'm excited. Are you excited? I know you are. All right. So that's it. That's the texture shot, guys. Now this is the end. And that's it. Well, guys, I will see you again for the next video. It was so good talking to you guys in the chat, because I talked to you guys in the chat. And I will see you guys again.